Hey, how's it going? John here with Luma University, and this lesson is all about Dubai chocolate. It's gonna be a very simple one. It shouldn't take very long at all to get through. You can see I've already kind of got a preliminary setup here, and it's honestly really easy. And this is going to be a one light setup. It's gonna look really great. So let me go ahead and show you what I have cooking up. So if you look at the top-down view here, I've got the camera on the Studio Titan America Sidekick, and I have the 300mm extension arm with the three-way head. Now, the way I was able to get this in this position was to kind of finagle the three-way head around and rotate the camera in such a way that allowed me to get a slight angle that's almost coming from above the chocolate. So the lens is actually lined up directly above this spot, not directly above the chocolate itself. And then I bought a bunch of salted pre-shelled pistachios because of course that's what makes the Dubai chocolate ingredients. This is a wood surface that I created. I'll put a link to the YouTube video where I made this so you can see the process. It was actually pretty easy and you can do it yourself pretty easy as well. And I'm gonna talk about some of the surface material considerations as well and how I lit it the way that I did. So the reason this looks pretty decent as is because I've got a really evenly lit ceiling. And because this is a reflective surface on the foil here, the gold foil, it reflects that ceiling really well. So it actually looks really nice. I kind of love that. And honestly, the way that it kind of is brighter at the top and tapers to the bottom looks really good. And that was just happenstance. I did not plan that. That's just how the studio is. But I'm gonna show you real quick why we can't do this. So let me go ahead and take a test shot. So I'm at f2.8 at 1/13 of a second. You can see that the white balance is off here in the example, but it looks pretty decent. But the big problem with this photo, if we just were to take it as is that we don't have any definition in the pistachios surrounding the chocolate bar here, and that's because there's no real shadow. The light source is so big up on the ceiling that it creates a nice glow for the reflective surface, but not really a good texture for the actual pistachios. So let's go ahead and break down what my vision was for the lighting. So there's a couple of ways that you could approach this, and the more professional way would be to get out the big scrim like I have over in the corner here, that big white thing, prop it up on C-stands above the set, shine light through it, and really control the gradient fall off on the chocolate, and then get another light, like a hard light source over here to cast shadow from the actual pistachios. But in this case, I'm okay with maybe a little bit less refinement. I think we can actually get away with a really beautiful result with just one light and a reflector. So I'm gonna show you that. It's really, really easy. So when I'm looking at this image, I'm imagining where the light should be coming from. And you can see there's a slight angle on the chocolate bar that just gives it a little bit of interest. It's still mostly central, but so if I put this here, this is the type of shadow that I'm getting on those chocolate bar, or on the pistachios. They look really good. If I come a little lower, the shadows start to cast longer, which gives a pretty unique dynamic look actually. I kind of like it, but it felt a little too dark and a little too moody for this particular scene. I wanted it to be a little more subtle with the shadow, but still hard. So I brought it up here. We could come from the other side too. I think this is very valid, but it just doesn't feel quite as balanced. It seems like the chocolate bar should be kind of leaning towards the light or facing towards the light. So for me, it just didn't quite work. And then I also just want to talk about distance really quickly before we actually get the light turned on. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring my flashlight in here really close. And we can see that the fall off of light, if I bring it way right here, you can see it's really bright in the top right corner and really dark in the bottom left corner, and that's not what I want. So to mitigate that and to also make sure the shadows have more of an even spread, I needed to bring the light farther away so that the inverse square law has less fall off over that distance. And because it's so far away, I did have to turn the power of the light up quite a bit, but it's at power 8, I believe. And this is a 400 watt strobe at power 8, so that's 200 watts of power at this distance with the reflector on. Now, of course, none of that really matters. What matters is what you see, because every single light, every single reflector, every single fixture, every single room will react differently to whatever scene you're building. So you can't go off of the power, but just as a reference, it is very high. So 200 watts is pretty high wattage there. But let's go ahead and take this photo and see what it looks like. Okay, perfect. So remember, we're only focused on the pistachios. So what I'm looking for is an even light across the surface, good texture. I want there to be some directionality and some shadow, and I'm not worried about the actual chocolate bar itself. So it looks very dark. That's because this is a reflective material. The gold foil is very reflective, so we're gonna fix that soon. And it's all gonna be using this one light, I promise. It's very easy. But this is where the real magic happens. Okay, so you probably saw this over here. I'm not sure if it's within the frame. It's in that frame for sure. All this is a piece of foam board. So it's just white foam board. It's super inexpensive. You could probably get this for like $2, $3 at Walmart or wherever. And I've already got it in position, but what I want to explain real quick with just another piece is how I decided the position of it. So what we're focused on is the white side here. Now the placement of this isn't just simply to put it right here and call it a day, because we need to effectively reflect this light back down onto the scene, but also place it in where it reflects off of the angles, because this is a reflective surface. So let me just explain this. If you look at the live view, let me go ahead and put that full screen. If I put this over the top of my camera, you can see that I am blocking out the ceiling light. And even though the ceiling light's not affecting the final image because of the way our exposure settings are, this does show me where I am holding the reflector in relation to the reflections on the gold foil. And so what I'm doing is placing this in a location where it's reflecting into the metal here. So I'm looking in the live view, I'm making sure that's within the reflection angle and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna take a picture and it still looks flat. Why is that? Well, if you look at it from this angle, from that camera, you can see that the light isn't actually hitting the surface of the reflector. So I need to angle this towards that light. But once I put that angle on there, look at this, boom. Now we're getting that really beautiful light onto the actual foil. So the foil is a reflective surface, which means it can only show what is being reflected in it. And so because it is mostly reflective, we have to get a light within the actual reflective area. So I've talked about the family of angles, what that means. I have lessons on that, so go check that out. There's a really great lesson in Photography Fastlane. If you go down to advanced lighting techniques, you will find a really good lesson on that there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in here. And ever so carefully get that into position of where I had it. If we take that shot, it looks very good, even better actually than my previous example. And that's because now the entire family of angles across that surface is covered by this foam board. And the fantastic part about it is just one light, and you can control the intensity of that light by its distance and the shadow, and it's just so lightweight, and it just makes a lot of sense. So that's really all there is to this set. I'm gonna go ahead and update this set. I have a few different shots that I would like to get with this chocolate bar before I eat it. So I'm gonna do a little bit of modification to the composition and then bring you back if there's any changes that I need to explain. Cool, so I've gone through and I've done a few different compositions. The first one was I went ahead and just kind of opened up the packaging, and then I cut away some of the paper, kind of put it back together to create these layers. And then I cut away the actual chocolate. Then I tried to see what I could do with the pistachios. I tried making this kind of cascade effect, which I thought was kind of fun. So that's what I did there. And then this one here where I piled up on the bottom, this is the final here. But that is really all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this Dubai chocolate bar kind of photo shoot. I made it as simple as possible so that those of you who only have one light can kind of learn how to make a really great scene out of just that one. And this is kind of a specific look, but you can use it for all sorts of different things. It probably work for a lot of different candies and things like that, or flat packaged goods, especially with reflective surfaces. So experiment with it, have fun. If you learned something, I would really appreciate a like, and leave a comment below letting me know how you might have improved the set, or if you have any questions or any experience that you would like to share with the community. I would really appreciate that as well. And share this video with a friend. Check out the video right here that YouTube recommends to you. If you're watching this on lumauniversity.com, thank you so much for being a member, and I will see you later.